In the silence of the night, when the stars seem to watch our every move, unsettling stories emerge from the shadows. Tales of alien abductions, supernatural beings haunting our dreams, and advanced civilizations that defy our scientific understanding are more than mere legends. They are fragments of a larger puzzle, pieces of hidden truths buried beneath layers of mystery. Today we will dive into insane conspiracy theories that, against all odds, have proven true. Prepare to explore the limits of human knowledge, where science and spirituality collide, and where the unknown watches us with invisible eyes. What you are about to discover may change your perception of reality forever. There are accounts that challenge logic and conventional science. People from different parts of the world claim to have been taken against their will by beings from another planet. These accounts are not isolated. They form a disturbing pattern. Witnesses describe intense lights in the sky, followed by inexplicable memory lapses. When they regain consciousness, they bear strange marks on their bodies and fragmented memories of invasive procedures performed by humanoid figures with large eyes and expressionless faces. The reported experiments go beyond what we could ever imagine. Surgeries without visible incisions, the collection of genetic material, and even crossbreeding between species are mentioned in these stories. Some victims claim to have been chosen to serve as biological data banks, while others report even more disturbing experiences, the birth of human-alien hybrids. These accounts make us question, why did they choose us? What is the purpose of these studies? Experts suggest that the intentions of these alien visitors may vary. Some believe these beings are interested in understanding our physiology to adapt our DNA to alien environments. Others speculate that they study our psychology and culture as part of a broader analysis of the evolution of species. But there is an even darker hypothesis. What if these experiments are just the beginning of something much larger, something that we, as a species, are not prepared to face? The case of Betty and Barney Hill, one of the first documented accounts of alien abduction, brought to light chilling details. Under hypnosis, they described meticulous medical procedures and advanced technology that defied any rational explanation. Interestingly, their descriptions match reports from other abductees around the world, suggesting a global pattern. But why do so many stories share similar elements? Is it pure coincidence, or is something more sinister at play? The conspiratorial literature is full of references to secret government programs involving extraterrestrial contact. Documentaries like Unacknowledged and books like The Threat. Revelations concerning the alien presence among us explore the possibility that governments are hiding crucial information about these events. If this is true, what could be the reason? Are they protecting humanity from dangerous knowledge, or collaborating with these beings for some unknown purpose? Before we move forward, reflect on this. What if the boundaries between myth and reality are not as clear as we think? What if what we call science fiction is actually a distant echo of hidden truths? The next stage of this journey will lead us to explore how humanity might evolve to control planets, stars, and even galaxies. But at what cost? What do our supposed ally extraterrestrials really want from us? Imagine a future where humanity not only masters the energy of our planet but also controls entire stars and galaxies. It sounds like science fiction, but this is the premise of the Kardashev scale, a classification system that measures the technological progress of a civilization based on its energy mastery. While we remain stuck at Type 0, struggling to exploit Earth's finite resources, other species may have already reached Type 3, manipulating cosmic energies on unimaginable scales. But what does this mean for us? If advanced civilizations exist, why haven't they openly revealed themselves? The answer may lie in how they use their technology. Perhaps we are being observed as part of a larger experiment, or perhaps our evolution is deliberately slowed to prevent us from becoming a threat. Energy control is not just about power, it's about survival in a hostile universe. The concept of stellar engineering, the manipulation of stars to extract energy, has been explored in works like Oblivion and serious scientific discussions. But what if these ideas are not just theoretical? What if mysterious objects like Dyson spheres already exist in some distant corner of the cosmos? These hypothetical megastructures could be evidence of civilizations that have mastered space-time, transforming stars into infinite sources of energy. Here on Earth, our attempts to protect the planet from cosmic threats, such as incoming asteroids, are rudimentary in comparison. NASA and other space agencies study ways to deflect celestial objects, but this is only a glimpse of what could be done with advanced technology. Imagine using artificial gravitational fields or even teleportation to neutralize dangers from space. Could this be the next step in human evolution, or are we destined to remain mere spectators? Films like Interstellar and documentaries like Cosmos, Possible Worlds explore humanity's potential to transcend our limitations. However, there is a shadow over this optimistic vision. If we reach such advanced levels of technology, will we lose our humanity in the process? The price of progress may be higher than we imagine, especially if we are guided by external forces whose intentions remain unknown. Before we proceed, consider this. What if the true purpose of alien abductions is to accelerate our technological evolution? What if they are preparing us for a future where energy control will determine who survives and who perishes? In the next chapter, we will delve into the depths of mythology and the supernatural beings that haunt our nightmares, and which may share unexpected connections with the cosmos. In the dense forests of southern Chile, a sinister figure emerges from the shadows of Mapuche mythology, the Traco. It is said that he is a grotesque being, with penetrating eyes capable of paralyzing his victims, especially women, with just a glance. His intentions are as mysterious as they are terrifying, and his attacks leave physical and psychological marks on those who cross his path. But what is real about these stories? Are they merely folk tales or fragments of something deeper? The Traco is not alone. In different parts of the world, similar creatures appear in local legends, each carrying its own burden of horror. In medieval Europe, there were incubi and succubi, demons that invaded human dreams to drain vital energy. In Japan, yokai haunted villages with their shape-shifting forms and obscure intentions. These beings seem to transcend cultural boundaries, suggesting that they may share a common origin, or represent something universal in the collective unconscious. But what if these figures are not just creations of the human imagination? What if they are manifestations of extraterrestrial or dimensional forces interacting with us in ways we still do not understand? Accounts of shadowy figures, whispered voices, and inexplicable chills are often attributed to supernatural entities. Some people swear these phenomena are real, while others dismiss them as hallucinations. The truth, however, may lie somewhere between these two explanations. In Buddhism, we encounter another intriguing figure, Mara, the spirit of illusion and deception. He is described as the opposite of Buddha, trying to divert those seeking enlightenment through lies, storms, and darkness. Mara is not just a symbol. He represents all forms of distraction and corruption that pull us away from the spiritual path. His existence raises fascinating questions. Is he merely a metaphor, or could he be a real entity influencing our lives in invisible ways? These connections between mythology, religion, and supernatural experiences are more than coincidences. They reflect our need to explain the unknown, but they may also point to hidden truths about the nature of reality. Could ancient civilizations have encountered extraterrestrial or interdimensional beings, transforming these experiences into legends to pass knowledge down through generations? Or are we dealing with something even more complex, like parallel dimensions that occasionally intersect with ours? Before we move forward, consider this. What if the supernatural beings of legends are actually visitors from another world or dimension? What if they are here not only to haunt but to observe, manipulate, and even guide our evolution? In the next chapter, we will explore the role these stories play in shaping cultural identities, and how they continue to shape our understanding of the universe and ourselves. On dark and silent nights, it is common to hear accounts of shadowy figures appearing out of nowhere, whispered voices in invisible ears, and spine-tingling sensations. These phenomena are often attributed to supernatural forces, vengeful spirits, lost souls, or malevolent entities. But why do so many cultures around the world share such similar descriptions of these experiences? Is it mere coincidence, or is something deeper at play? In Japanese folklore, for example, yurei are ghosts that return to haunt the living, often motivated by unresolved tragedies or unfulfilled desires. In African culture, ash or ancestral spirits may manifest to deliver messages or warnings. Each culture interprets these phenomena in its own way, but all agree on one point. The unknown is full of mysteries that defy rational understanding. Interestingly, these cultural interpretations often overlap with modern reports of paranormal activity. People who claim to have seen shadowy figures or heard inexplicable voices frequently describe an oppressive presence, as if they are being watched by something beyond the physical realm. Some researchers suggest these phenomena could be traces of parallel dimensions, where alien or interdimensional beings attempt to communicate with us, or study us. Another intriguing explanation comes from Eastern spiritual traditions, which view these phenomena as manifestations of karma or residual energies left behind by traumatic events. In Buddhism, for instance, it is believed that Mara, the spirit of illusion, can use these energies to confuse and divert those seeking truth. Could it be that these supernatural forces are, in fact, reflections of our own emotions and fears projected onto the external world? These stories not only reflect our attempts to explain the inexplicable but also shape how we perceive the world around us. In Chilean culture, for example, the Traco is both a figure of terror and a symbol of respect, representing the unfathomable mysteries of nature. Similarly, other cultures use their legends to teach values, warn of dangers, or simply make sense of the chaos of the universe. But are these narratives merely human creations, or do they carry fragments of greater truths? Before we proceed, consider this. What if supernatural phenomena are evidence of a hidden reality where science and spirituality meet? What if these manifestations are attempts at communication from advanced civilizations, or even alternate dimensions, that are trying to guide, test, or warn us? In the next chapter, we will explore how technology can be used to protect our planet from cosmic threats, and how it may be linked to the same mysteries we are unraveling now. As our ancestors gazed at the sky with awe, seeing in it both blessings and threats, we as a species have begun to glimpse ways to master the dangers that come from the stars. Cosmic threats, such as asteroids on collision courses or devastating solar storms, are real and deadly. But what if we could use technology to neutralize them? This is not just a matter of survival, it is a step toward the energy mastery that defines advanced civilizations. Imagine planetary defense systems capable of detecting, deflecting, or even destroying celestial objects before they hit Earth. NASA is already developing projects like DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, which successfully tested the ability to alter an asteroid's trajectory. However, these efforts are only the beginning. Type 2 or 3 civilizations on the Kardashev scale could manipulate entire gravitational fields, turning asteroids into resource sources or using them as weapons against their enemies. But what if these cosmic threats are more than just natural phenomena? What if they are deliberately directed at Earth by unknown forces, perhaps even by extraterrestrial civilizations observing our progress? Some conspiracy theorists suggest that events like anomalous solar flares or unusual meteor showers could be tests to measure our response capabilities. Are we being evaluated, or punished, for something we still don't understand? Here on Earth, the line between science and spirituality begins to blur when we address these questions. Movies like Arrival and documentaries like Ancient Aliens explore the possibility that ancient civilizations received extraterrestrial help to build megaliths and other advanced structures. What if this same assistance were available to us now, but in exchange for something we are not yet willing to offer? The price of planetary protection might be higher than we imagine. At the same time, we must ask ourselves, how far can we trust technology to save us? Stories of machines escaping human control are abundant in science fiction, but they also reflect our own fears about the future. If we achieve such advanced levels of energy control, will we lose our humanity in the process? Or will we be forced to confront truths about ourselves that we would rather ignore? Before we move forward, reflect on this. What if the key to protecting our planet lies in the hands of extraterrestrial civilizations that have already mastered these technologies? What if they are watching us, waiting for the right moment to intervene, or to abandon us to our fate? In the next chapter, we will delve into reflections on superior civilizations and their role in the cosmos, and how this could change everything we think we know about our place in the universe. The concept of superior civilizations is as fascinating as it is unsettling. Imagine societies so advanced that their technology is indistinguishable from magic, as Arthur C. Clarke once suggested. These civilizations could manipulate stars as if they were candles on a cosmic cake or travel between galaxies without being constrained by time or space. But the most disturbing aspect isn't just what they can do, it's what they know. What if these beings already understand the deepest secrets of the universe, and have chosen to keep us in ignorance? On the Kardashev scale, we, as a species, are barely able to climb out of Type 0. We still rely on fossil fuels and rudimentary energy sources, while Type 3 civilizations dominate entire galaxies. To them, our existence might be as insignificant as an ant is to us. But does this mean we are irrelevant? Or are we part of a larger experiment, observed by eyes we cannot see and judged by standards we do not comprehend? Some theorists suggest that these superior civilizations may be using our planet as a laboratory. Reports of alien abductions, supernatural phenomena, and even inexplicable historical events could all be evidence of their interference. Perhaps they are testing us to evaluate our evolutionary potential, or maybe they are simply studying us, much like we would study microscopic organisms on a petri dish. What will happen when they decide we are ready, or when they determine we are no longer useful? Conspiracy literature is filled with references to secret government programs investigating these possibilities. Documentaries like Secret Space Program and books like The Secret History of Extraterrestrial Life explore the hypothesis that governments are hiding crucial information about extraterrestrial contact. If this is true, what could be the motive? Are they protecting humanity from dangerous knowledge, or collaborating with these civilizations for some unknown purpose? And, more importantly, how far can we trust our own institutions? But there is something even more unsettling to consider. What if these superior civilizations are not benevolent? What if their intention is to colonize, exploit, or even eliminate inferior species that pose a threat to their existence? Movies like Independence Day and Arrival explore these possibilities, but what if reality is even darker? Are we prepared to face an adversary whose intelligence and power are beyond anything we can imagine? Before we move forward, reflect on this. What if our destiny has already been mapped out by the decisions of these superior civilizations? What if every step we take towards scientific and technological progress is carefully guided by invisible hands? In the next chapter, we will explore the intersection of science and spirituality, questioning how these two fields might converge to explain the deepest mysteries of the universe and of ourselves. Since the dawn of humanity, science and spirituality have walked hand in hand, each attempting to explain the mysteries of the universe in its own way. While science seeks answers through observation and experimentation, spirituality delves into the depths of the unknown, guided by intuition and faith. But what if both are trying to unravel the same enigma? What if the phenomena we consider supernatural are actually manifestations of physical laws we do not yet understand? Alien abductions, for example, are often described as almost spiritual experiences. Witnesses report sensations of ecstasy or profound terror, as if they were in contact with something divine or demonic. Some researchers suggest that these events might be attempts at communication from extraterrestrial civilizations using advanced technologies that simulate altered states of consciousness. Could these encounters be more than mere physical interactions, perhaps portals to spiritual dimensions? On the other hand, ancient spiritual traditions often describe supernatural entities that resemble modern depictions of aliens. In Hinduism, Devas and Asuras are powerful beings who intervene in human affairs, while in Buddhism, Mara personifies deception and illusion. Could these mythological figures be cultural interpretations of extraterrestrial or interdimensional visitors? Or do they represent aspects of the human psyche projected onto the cosmos? Quantum physics offers intriguing clues about this connection. Experiments show that conscious observation can influence the behavior of subatomic particles, suggesting that the human mind is intrinsically linked to physical reality. Films like What the Bleep Do We Know? Explore the idea that our thoughts and emotions shape the world around us. What if supernatural phenomena, such as shadowy figures and whispered voices, are manifestations of this connection between mind and matter? But there is a dark side to this intersection of science and spirituality. If we truly could access hidden dimensions or manipulate cosmic energies, are we prepared to handle the consequences? Stories of black magic, demonic pacts, and the invocation of malevolent entities are present in virtually every culture. Were these ancient practices desperate attempts to control forces beyond human understanding? Or were they warnings about the dangers of meddling with the unknown? Before we proceed, reflect on this. What if the key to understanding the universe lies at the intersection of science and spirituality? What if phenomena like alien abductions, supernatural manifestations, and even mystical experiences are pieces of a grand puzzle that we can only solve by integrating these two perspectives? In the next chapter, we will explore the cultural impact of myths and legends, and how they continue to shape our vision of the unknown. Since the dawn of humanity, legends and myths have been more than just stories told around campfires. They are mirrors reflecting our fears, desires, and unanswered questions. In Chile, for example, the Traco is a central figure in Mapuche folklore, representing both the terror of the forest and the unfathomable mystery of nature. But are these figures merely creations of the human imagination, or do they carry fragments of ancient truths that we have yet to understand? Mythologies around the world share surprisingly similar elements. Dragons, giant serpents, and winged creatures appear in cultures as distant as China, medieval Europe, and the indigenous tribes of the Americas. These coincidences suggest that perhaps these stories are collective memories of real events, or even records of encounters with extraterrestrial or interdimensional beings. Could our ancestors have witnessed something they couldn't explain and transformed these experiences into legends to pass them down through generations? The impact of these stories goes beyond entertainment. They shape how societies understand the world and their place within it. In Chilean culture, the Traco is not just a monster. He is a symbol of respect for the wild nature and the mysteries it holds. Similarly, other cultures use their legends to teach values, warn of dangers, or simply make sense of the chaos of the universe. But are these narratives merely pedagogical tools, or do they hide deeper messages about our connection to the cosmos? Interestingly, many of these stories also reflect modern concerns. The myth of Mara in Buddhism, for example, can be seen as a metaphor for the distractions and corruptions we face in the information age. He tries to divert Buddha from his quest for enlightenment using lies, storms, and darkness, forces that today we might associate with media manipulation, environmental crises, and social collapse. Are these ancient legends warning us about the same dangers we face today, albeit in different forms? Moreover, these narratives often serve as bridges between the known and the unknown. When we talk about alien abductions or supernatural phenomena, we are dealing with questions that challenge our rational logic. Local legends provide a language to express these mysteries, allowing us to name and confront our fears. But are we merely projecting our anxieties onto the unknown, or is there something genuinely out there watching, waiting, and even interacting with us? Before we move forward, reflect on this. What if myths and legends are more than just stories, if they are encoded records of real events that still echo in our collective consciousness? What if each culture, by telling its own versions of these stories, is preserving fragments of a greater truth about our place in the universe? In the next chapter, we will offer a final reflection on everything we have explored so far, and leave your imagination free to continue this search for the unknown. Throughout this journey, we have delved into mysteries that challenge our understanding of reality. From alien abductions and genetic experiments to advanced civilizations manipulating stars as if they were candles, each topic has taken us deeper into the unknown. But the real question remains, are we ready to face the answers? Or are some truths better left in the shadows, where they can remain as whispers in our nightmares? The legends and myths we have explored are not just stories, they are reflections of who we are as a species. They remind us that, no matter how far we advance technologically, we are still creatures driven by fear of the unknown and an unrelenting search for meaning. The Traco, Mara, and other supernatural figures represent the limits of what we can explain, but they also invite us to question what lies beyond those limits. What if these entities are more than mere human creations? What if they are fragments of a greater intelligence trying to communicate with us? Our exploration has also revealed intriguing connections between science and spirituality. Unexplained phenomena, such as alien abductions and supernatural manifestations, may be portals to dimensions we do not yet understand. Perhaps quantum physics is only beginning to scratch the surface of something much larger, something that superior civilizations have already mastered. But what will happen when we finally cross that threshold? Will we be prepared for the implications of discovering that we are not alone in the universe, or that we have never truly been free? Planetary protection, which we discussed earlier, is more than a matter of technology. It is a metaphor for our struggle against the unknown. Cosmic threats, whether asteroids or extraterrestrial forces, symbolize the dangers we face as we attempt to evolve as a species. But are we being tested? Are advanced civilizations watching, waiting to see if we deserve a place in the cosmos? Or are we already being shaped by invisible hands that decide our fate? In the end, it all comes down to one question. What does it mean to be human in a universe so vast and mysterious? Are we brave explorers seeking answers, or mere pawns in a game of cosmic proportions? The conspiracy theories we have examined here may be insane, but many of them have proven true, and that leads us to believe there is much more beyond the veil of reality. Every account, every legend, every unexplained phenomenon is a piece of a puzzle that we may never fully solve. We leave you with this final reflection. What if the true purpose of all this is not to find answers, but to learn to live with the questions? What if the unknown is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced, a force that drives us to grow, to question, and to dream? Whatever you choose to believe, remember, The universe is watching us, and it may be waiting to see what we do next.